flames. This right here is an embodied form of the violet ray spectrum. Tap in and tune in Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern. Live on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Grand Rising with ChristoLight, your sacred space for discovering the Ascended Masters in crystal healing. Ashe.
Bastet, the Egyptian goddess of domesticity, fertility, women, and most of all, cats. She was known by many names, but the most prominent one is Bastet. The meaning of her name is unknown, or at least not universally agreed upon by scholars. Bastet was the daughter of the sun god Ra. She was known as the mother of all the pharaohs. Bastet was highly venerated because she protected the home from disease and evil spirits. She was also the primary protector of women and children. Because of Bastet's protection, women in ancient Egypt were held in high regard. Like many of the other Egyptian gods, she also played a role in the afterlife. She was a goddess of transformation and acted as a connection between the material and spiritual worlds. This was because of her close relations with Ra, or the Eye of Ra, the all-seeing eye. Cats in ancient Egypt were sacred to Bastet and her people. They were greatly prized because they protected Egypt's crops from unwanted vermin. Because of this, cats were treated almost like deities. Therefore, killing a cat was punishable by death. In closing, in the year 525 BC, Cambyses II of Persia invaded Egypt. Knowing that the Egyptians had great love towards their cats and Bastet, he had his soldiers paint the image of Bastet on their shields and marched to the city of Pelusium. The Egyptian army, seeing the image of Bastet, refused to fight, fearing that they might offend the goddess. They therefore surrendered. To this day, cats still have a supernatural hold on many. So you can say that after 5,000 years, Bastet has not been forgotten.
breath and bring it to center. Let go of the outside world. Let go of the future today. And let go of before this moment. Allow yourself to be, to receive, and be blessed by the magic of our divine sister, the mother Bastet, sister of Sekhmet. May we be blessed with clarity, protection, and guidance in this container today. Grand day. Ah, man. How are we all feeling today? Feel free to put it in the chat how you're feeling. We'll check in for you guys. On our last episode yesterday, we deep dove and went into the origins of the sister, and that is the great solar feline humanoid of the Lyran, beautiful family that helps us be able to remember our universal oneness and connection to the Father Force of Ra. Check it out in the replay if you would like. Going to the playlist here on Sacred Light Caster and Rising of ChristoLight, and you'll be able to find a segment on there along with many others. So let's go ahead and deep dive. Let's get ready to explore the great Mother Bastet energy, how we can consciously connect with it, and how we can utilize it in our everyday life. And we're going to do this screen share text together, as we traditionally do. We're going to talk about the origin, the history, the different symbols, as well as other attributes of Mother Bastet. We got questions in the building. Pulls the die. Come on. You got it. You can do it. Let's go ahead and deep dive into the characteristics, the origin, symbols, and meaning of Bastet. All right, Bastet. Quick facts about Bastet's family. She is the goddess of cats, protection, fertility, pregnancy, ointments, music, and warfare. Parents are Ra and Isis. Her siblings, Horus, issues with Bastet in Lower Egypt, as well as Memphis. Okay. Not sure what's going on. I was on mute. Ooh. So in Egyptian mythology, Bastet is the goddess of protection, cats, pregnancy, fertility, music, warfare, and ointments. She was revered as the daughter of Ra, the creator, god, and king of Egyptian gods. Now, what I was explaining before I was randomly muted by AI or whoever it was, is way more than just a figure. Ra is actually one of the three of the trinity of universal sound tone. So Ra is a figure, it's a sound tone that permeates throughout all of our universe. And then these figures that materialize came into form and help spread the codes and energy of the living force of Ra, vehicles, just like we are as humans, to represent something higher, something more divine that is behind and giving the coding for this and for us to exist. So when it says daughter of Ra, it's saying that it is a materialized creation from the creator of its aspect of Ra, which is the gold order, the universal sound tone of Ra. And that represents truth, knowledge, and continuous illumination. So when you work with Bastet, Sekhmet, Horus, all these beings of Ra, they're helping you access your inner illumination, truth, and empowerment. So continuing, as Bast was the goddess of cats, she was usually depicted with a cat head and a ankh, the Egyptian symbol of life. Now, as we just learned also, again, they associate these things with Egypt primarily, but it goes far deeper than Egypt. Egypt was just one civilization and helped So the ankh is actually a universal symbol, but it's known in Egypt as a symbol of life. Prior to her association with cats, Bastet was primarily associated with a lioness. So like many Egyptian deities, the word Bastet was very, very widespread in Egypt, especially in places such as Bubastis. During the Second Dynasty, 900, they called her the birth story and origin of Bastet, born to the creator god Bastet as her consort. The lion-headed god of war and weather who protected the innocent and avenged wrong deeds. Like many Egyptian gods and goddesses, Bastet has a number of origin stories. In the early periods of ancient Egypt, Bastet was depicted as a lioness, similar to her role of her twin sister Sekhmet. Her portrayal as a lioness started around 3rd millennium BC. In time, Bastet's depiction changed from a fierce goddess to a milder one. She was depicted as a domestic cat, or a woman with a cat head. This change occurred around 3rd meaning of. In the early periods of ancient Egypt, Egyptologists and scholars alike are often left scratching their heads trying to find the meaning of the name. Many have associated Bastet's name with the hieroglyphic symbol for an ointment jar. Ancient Egyptians had many ointments that were used to ward off evil spirits. Therefore, it's likely that her name can be interpreted into something related to ointment and protection. Another point worth mentioning is that Bastet has sometimes been called Bast Ba Aset. The name translates to soul of Isis. This name is in line with Bastet being the daughter of Isis. So, owing to her association with fertility and pregnancy, Bast earned the title the Eye of the Moon. Thus, aside the cat, the moon was considered a very important symbol of Bast. Other symbols of Bast are the solar disk, an ointment jar, and a sistrum. In many depictions, the goddess is shown as a slender woman in a beautiful dress with a cat head. Oftentimes, she is holding a sistrum in her right hand and an aegis breastplate in the other hand. That's very interesting. I'm going to show you guys real quick what an aegis breastplate is. And I'm really surprised they brought that up. So I'm going to go to Ascension Gloss. Aegis breastplate is. Okay, so the crystal aegis So the Crystal Agates website 90-day program was born out of many requests to help receive from people who are struggling to free themselves from looping negative thoughts, looping negative emotions, or impulses toward addiction, and other destructive behaviors which are considered normal in the current worldscape. Shadows are only powerful when they remain hidden and buried, as the shadow masquerades in falsehood that uses fear to torment us with lies. Be brave to reveal them and replace them in order to connect with your real spiritual self, the eternal self, as I am God, I am sovereign, I am free. So that's kind of what they're hinting at here when it says the goddess Bastet is depicted with a sistrum in one hand and an aegis, which is a breastplate, in the other hand. It's saying with the sistrum is able to create that rattling, that shaking, that stirring up of the stagnant energies and the attachments. So you shake that sistrum to help stir up and get those energies moving so that they can get loose and be able to get released and scattered. And then it talks about having the agate breastplate. So the agate breastplate, as we're learning right here, is basically a metaphysical, spiritual, energetic, crystallized system that you're able to activate within your consciousness by using the crystal tones. And the crystal tones are Ka, Ra, Ya, Sa, Ta, A, La. And then when you harmonize and continue to repeat those tones, you fortify and strengthen your energetic shield. And these are tones that you can utilize to connect with Bastet's protection. So as you can see, you can work with Bastet if you're struggling with this first paragraph here. If you feel like you're reaching towards your impulse for addictions, you're having looping negative thoughts in the background, and you're also being consumed by negative emotions daily, then these are things that you can work with, clearing and integrating with Goddess Bastet. And one of the best ways is just to feel the presence of her through your being. So, grab a rattle or a shaker, a sistrum, hold that in your left hand. If there's like a crystal or something that you feel like can bring you protection and strengthen you, hold that in your right hand. And then just kind of sit there and channel, meditate, intentionally draw in Bastet's energy. And just work with that intuitively and see how that is for you. So our personal sovereignty awaits us through the releases of fears by applying personal responsibility to our thoughts and emotions. Choose your authority to be one with the eternal spirit of God now, knowing that you are a God, sovereign and free being. In order for each of us to become in alignment with our true inner Christo's spiritual nature, recalibration is required since our planet is undergoing further changes. As of January 2013, our planet has shifted not only in vibration, but its core energetic structure, which is also referred to as planetary hosting. The crystal star host is now making changes within the core frequency structures as well as the instruction set on our planet. And I will say, these changes in the instruction sets are definitely being felt right now. Like, we're all feeling changes that we may not be able to pinpoint metaphysically and energetically. And this has great impact on our physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being. These core tones are Ka, Ra, Ya, Sa, Ta, A, La, which connect to the plasma waves of the 7 sacred suns of Crystal Star. The support for healing and reintegrating these 7 tones is contained within the Crystal Agates section of the ES website. The Crystal Agates section, combined with the suggested meditation upon these 7 tones, are designed for heart and core healing to reintegrate mental fragmentation through its 7 gemstones. The Aurora Guardian healing template is called the Crystal Agates breastplate. I don't know. I read that last part there and it said reintegrate mental fragmentation through its 7 gemstones. I don't know, when I read the 7 gemstones there, I was like, I feel like this is where they got Infinity Wars, Marvel Infinity Wars from, when you talk about Thanos collecting the different gemstones. I can't remember what they were called, time stones or whatever they were. But he had the glove and he would collect the different stones, and the different stones represented different aspects of the universe and self-mastery. Pretty intriguing. So I'll actually read this practice for you guys, since this is a practice that you guys can use to help move through these energies. Is that, let's see, they say it's suggested to do this 90 days, and of course, do it ongoing if you feel. But this is a practice to help defend yourself against mind control and alien implants. And how interesting is it that they bring up mind control right now? And right now we're going through the great revealing and the great conversation of the history of MK Ultra. And I'm actually going to play a little clip for you guys towards the end of the congressional hearing that's taking place about MK Ultra right now. And this isn't about politics. It's not about, oh, do I believe in this, or do I think they're going to do justice for us, or any of that stuff. That's not the point. I really could care less at this point. The justice is universal. And the real truth is that you're a divine being that's connected to source. Co-create in this moment and continue to co-create. But as you come across information, allow yourself to become aware, integrate what you need to, but then also discard the rest. Discard what is not for you, and be okay with coming across information. But yeah, it's pretty interesting. Just look up MK Ultra and it'll be all over the place. They're having congressional hearings about it, and they're talking about the history and looking into potentially preventing any future MK Ultra as well. Pretty interesting. So the practice. This first self-involved intervention to focus, to discipline an addicted mind, destructive mind, or unhealthy lifestyle. If you are addicted, possessed, obsessed, and losing control of your life, this is your hard study program to clear the grips of mind control. Following through the basic negative ego clearing tools is a requirement for ES members. The imperative goal is to achieve 3 major improvements. Number 1, applying the right effort to the discipline of your mind through spiritual practice. Number 2, applying the right thinking to discipline your mind through clearing negative ego. Number 3, applying the right meditation to develop skill in the focus and attention of your personal energies. Right effort, right thinking, right meditation. And then they have a booklet that you guys can purchase. If you click on here, the little shop icon, it'll then take you to the energetic synthesis shop. And this is Lisa Renee's shop and her extended page, where you guys can get her resources and much more. And she's got psychic self-defense techniques, clearing treatments, planetary grid work, things about timelines. I mean, she has tons of stuff on here, and some of it's free just to use. energeticsynthesis.com. You can access it through ascensionglossary.com at any time. All right, let's continue with Bastet and that little side mission talking about the agates breastplate. So why was Bastet associated with cats? Spiritual. Similar to the reverence modern India gave to cow, ancient Egyptians awarded a very high reverence to cats. Every family had a domestic cat. There were also shrines in their homes to honor and worship Bastet. Her association with cats stems from the manner in which cats ward off vermin, aka mice, snakes, and rats, from our homes. Not only was Bastet the protector of the home, she was also seen as fertility goddess. This attribute again stems from the fertile nature of domestic cats. Owing to Basset's association with mankind's little feline friends, cats were treated with the utmost of respect. They were more or less considered royal materials in the land of Egypt. In the courts of the Egyptian pharaohs, cats were dressed in magnificent. Wow. How cool would that be? You're just like sitting there in the room and you see these cats all decked out with like copper cuffs and turquoise on. That's pretty cool. So Basset's worship places were predominantly in Lower Egypt, particularly in the Nile Delta. This area was called Bubastis, chosen by the Libyan kings starting around the 22nd dynasty. The worship place was one of the richest worship sites in ancient Egypt. In time, the Bastet cults, or the cult of the mistress of Baptis, flourished. It peaked during the Ptolemaic era. I'm not really a fan of using the word cult because it's been so tainted by negativity. Those that followed and would invoke and connect with the spiritual principles of Bastet. Bastis was a magnificent place to behold. The temple was surrounded by water and the lake Ishiru. Egyptians offered sacrifices to the goddess. When it says sacrifice, it's not talking about blood sacrifice, by the way. It's talking about sacrifices of offering your karma, offering your negative patterns, offering your habits, things of that nature. It is believed that her rage and anger was cooled down by the water in the lake. This turned her from a ferocious lioness into a gentle cat. Around the temple in Bubastis, Egyptians took to mummificating their dead cats in honor of Bastet. This was such the importance of reverence of cats that the mummified cats were buried close to their human owners. While excavating the area, archaeologists found more than 300,000 mummified cats. Wow. How did the Egyptians pray to Bastet? Egyptians believed that Bastet's sphere of control stretched beyond protection and fertility. She had her hands in issues such as the arts, music, and general well-goodness. For a typical ancient Egyptian, a prayer to Bastet, I'm going to go ahead and invoke this prayer. If you guys would like to receive the energy, feel free to be open. And the prayer goes, O Mistress of the East, bestow your abundant blessings all over this house. Convert our dwelling into your dwelling place. Nurturing Lady of Perfumes, spread warmth and serenity all the days of my life. May this house be touched by your generous paws. Hear my prayer, Queen of Cats. Ashe. Powers and abilities. The story of Bastet started off as an aggressive lioness goddess of the sun. In that role, she was seen in almost the same light as Sekhmet. Thus, she was responsible for all the bloodshed and carnage that took place in the land of Egypt. She could also doom a city or region with plague and disease and other forms of natural disasters. It was for the above reasons Bastet was given the epithets such as the Lady of the Dead and the Lady of Slaughter. Over time, her powers and abilities shifted from aggression and terrifying in nature to a softer one, a more nurturing trait. This trait emerges from manners in which cats took care of their young. In this role, Bastet was typically with the raw divine cat. In her depiction as Cat is believed to have the power to protect against disease, particularly in women and children. She could also banish all threats. Her importance and popularity were quite pronounced in Lower Egypt. It is believed that she also defended the Egyptian pharaohs in battles. Bastet rode daily with the sun god Ra in Ra's sun barge, which is the boat of a million years. It is believed that she protected Ra by killing the nefarious serpent known as Apep with a knife in her paw. For this action of hers, she earned the epithet, the Lady of the Flame. Aside from defeating Apep, Bastet also protected the souls of the dead during their journeys in the underworld. Then lastly, Bastet is often associated with a group of deities who belong to the Eye of Ra. The other deities are Sekhmet, Hathor, Mut, and Horus. All those deities had a very close relationship with the creator god Ra. So Bastet, the ancient Egyptian goddess, symbolizes home, fertility, and protection. Initially depicted as a lioness, she evolved into a domestic cat representation, emphasizing her nurturing, protective qualities. She was worshipped primarily in Bubastis. All right. So that's the background and the history of she is, what she will share on the screen. And now we're going to go ahead and move into a nice video. And this video is just going to be like a general recap and also just another perspective who this archetype Bastet is in our universal life. I will say the retrograde is cooking, guys. Holy smokes.
Welcome to the Temple of Bastet. How to know if Bastet is calling you? Welcome back, feline friends and seekers of wisdom, to the Temple of Bastet. Today we delve into a question that's been purring its way through our comments section. How do you know if Bastet, the beloved cat goddess, is reaching out to you? For millennia, cats have held a special place in human hearts. They've been revered for their grace, their independence, and their enigmatic spark of mischief in their eyes. And in ancient Egypt, this admiration reached a whole new level with Bastet, the divine embodiment of all things feline. Bastet's not just a pretty kitty goddess, though. She's a powerful protector, a fierce warrior, and a source of comfort and healing. So if you've been feeling a curious connection to cats lately, or perhaps a growing fascination with all things Egyptian, it might just be Bastet extending a paw to you. Let's explore some signs that the cat goddess might be sending your way. Signs Bastet might be calling you. The most obvious sign, and perhaps the most delightful, is the presence of cats. Bastet is, after all, the revered cat goddess, and her connection to these furry companions is undeniable. Have you noticed cats popping up everywhere you turn? Maybe you see sleek black cats strutting across your path on your morning walk. Perhaps you find yourself inexplicably drawn to cat videos online, spending hours watching their antics. Or maybe, just maybe, a lost feline friend appears on your doorstep, meowing for attention with eyes that hold a strange, knowing glint. Don't dismiss these encounters as mere coincidence. Bastet, the playful goddess, might be using these furry messengers to get your attention. Perhaps she's sending you a nudge, a reminder of her watchful presence, or maybe even an invitation to open your heart and home to a feline companion of your own. Increased interest in ancient Egypt. Now, the next sign might seem a little less obvious, but trust me, it can be just as powerful. Have you found yourself inexplicably drawn to documentaries about pharaohs and pyramids lately? Maybe you're flipping through channels and suddenly find yourself engrossed in a program about ancient Egyptian life. Or perhaps you're browsing online and find yourself captivated by the intricate beauty of hieroglyphics, those mysterious symbols that whisper stories from a long, long time ago. This newfound fascination with ancient Egypt could be more than just a passing fancy. It could be Bastet, the cat goddess, with deep roots in this rich culture, piquing your interest in her world. She might be subtly nudging you to learn more about her, to unlock the secrets of her mythology and understand the role she played in the lives of the most ancient Egyptians. So don't resist this curiosity. Delve deeper. Explore the fascinating world of Bastet and her fellow deities. Who knows? The more you learn, the stronger the connection you might feel with the playful cat goddess. Dreams and visions. Now, the world of dreams can be a fascinating and mysterious place, and sometimes it's where Bastet chooses to send her most potent messages. Have you recently had vivid dreams that linger in your mind long after you wake? Perhaps you dreamt of a sleek black cat, its eyes glowing with an otherworldly golden light. Maybe you encountered a powerful female figure radiating warmth and authority, yet somehow familiar. These dreams could be symbolic messages from Bastet herself. Pay close attention to the details, the emotions you felt in the dream, the actions that took place, and any specific symbols that stood out. A black cat could represent protection or independence, while golden eyes often symbolize wisdom and guidance. The female figure, of course, could be Bastet herself, offering a glimpse into her divine presence. Don't dismiss these dreams as mere fantasy. Write them down, analyze the details, and see if any recurring themes emerge. They might hold a key to understanding Bastet's message and the connection she's trying to establish with you. Feeling a strong connection to cats. Do you feel a deeper bond with your feline companions, or an inexplicable urge to adopt a cat? This heightened connection could be Bastet fostering your love for these special creatures. A draw to protection and healing. Bastet is known as a protector and a healer. Are you going through a difficult time and suddenly feeling a desire for more protection or a sense of inner healing? Bastet might be offering her support. Signs and symbols. Keep an eye out for recurring symbols associated with Bastet. This could be the image of a cat, the Eye of Ra, which Bastet is sometimes linked to, and even the number 9, considered sacred to her. Connecting with Bastet. So you've experienced some of these signs. What can you do next? Research Bastet. Learn about her mythology, roles, and symbolism. The deeper your understanding, the stronger the connection you can build. Create a sacred space. Dedicate a small area in your home to Bastet. Place a statue, picture, or offering dish. Catnip or small toys works well. Meditation. Use visualization techniques to connect with Bastet. Picture yourself in the temple of Bastet, surrounded by her warmth and protection. Gratitude. Express your gratitude to Bastet, whether silently or through prayers or offerings. Honor your intuition. Trust your gut feeling. If you feel a connection or a pull towards Bastet, listen to it. Now remember, the signs Bastet sends can be as subtle as a fleeting feeling or as powerful as a vivid dream. The key is to be open to the possibility of connection, to pay attention to the nudges and whispers of your intuition. Bastet isn't a demanding goddess. She's playful, mischievous even, and her love is as warm and comforting as a cat curled up on your lap. If you open your heart to her presence, she might just become your perfect companion on your journey. Imagine her as a wise and playful guide, walking beside you with a knowing glint in her golden eyes. She can offer protection when you need it most, a gentle nudge in the right direction, and a reminder to embrace life with joy and feline grace. Share your stories in the comments below. If you found value here, please share, like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for joining me today here in the Temple of Bastet.
How nice. A great radio thing with this energy spiritually. With that being said, as we close out so today, we're going to be closing out with a beautiful few-minute chant invocation for sacred protection and divine feminine energy. And this is an ancient Kemetic chant for Bastet that we're going to be closing out with. Before we close out, coming up in 2 days, we are officially launching the Sacred Kingdom Community worldwide site. Check it out. There's going to be so many opportunities, and it's free. You guys can just type in sacredkingdom.com, and you guys will be able to access all of this and what this video is about to show you.
Imagine booking a soul session, ordering crystals, and joining a live retreat from your phone. For too long, finding the right healers, the right products, the right community has meant endless searching across scattered corners of the internet. That changes now. The Sacred Kingdom has arrived, an online hub where a worldwide directory of holistic practitioners, readers, life guides, organic makers, musicians, a crystal shop, books, and more are all waiting for you. Book one-on-one sessions, order products, and discover Kingdom members serving locally in your area, all from your fingertips, wherever you are, whenever you're ready. Stay connected to upcoming events and retreats, both online and in person. Tap into a YouTube channel built for real conversation, hands-on holistic learning, and free giveaways. And there's more coming: courses, programs, a holistic recipe book, and the Sacred Kingdom Mystery School Academy mentorship. This is a space built on love, compassion, and the belief that conscious living should be accessible to all walks of life. Visit thesacredkingdom.com, and if you feel called to build from within, email Marcus ChristoLight at marcustut23@gmail.com about joining the Kingdom Council. The Kingdom is open.
Bast nebet sechem emmerut bast so beni irtiyemach sa enba hetebem maad bastem bet sechem em protection am khudja sene emrene bast nebet sechem emmerut bast so beni irtiyemach protection an khudja sene emrine bast nebet sechem emmerut bast so beni irtiyemach sa enba hetebem maad bastem bet sechem protection an khudja sene emrine protection an khudja sene emre bast nebet sechem emmerut bast so beni irtiyemach sa enba hetebem maad bastem bet sechem protection an khudja sene khudja sene bemreni bast nebet sechem emmerut bast so beni irtiyemach sa enba hetebem maad bastem bet sechem protection an khudja sene emreni